This podcast is sponsored by Darling Eyewear. Activate your alter ego with Darling Eyewear and start seeing life through a different set of lenses. Shop darlingeyewear.com. Tell them Demetrius Lee and Angela Lee and the Lee Life Experience Podcast sent you. Thank you.
Hi, you all. Welcome to the Lead Life Experiences Podcast. If you would like to get your relationship topic discussed on air, please text 833-370-1608 and put relationship in the message box. We giving you our perspective on the good, the bad, the ugly, and the gossip. So you want to hear it here first, and you want to get on our VIP list so you'll be able to stay abreast on when we come into a city near you and for any other episode updates. So Demetrius, how are you doing today?
I'm doing just lovely, honey bunch. Thank you for asking.
Mm-hmm. So listen, today I was helping a coworker. So I had helped a coworker. She wanted to create her profile on a dating app. Have you ever been on a dating app?
No, ma'am. Nah, take that back. I've been on an app. I think it was called Plenty of Fish one time. When I thought to see what it was, I got right on off of there. That ain't me.
Well, plenty of fish, and I'm not knocking anybody because I know some people that have some good experiences and bad experiences that comes with it. But you know about my experience with it, the dating on those networks, and my experience wasn't great. So anyway, on my helping my friend, I go back and tell my story about the dating app so we can close it up on what happened to me. But my friend asked me to create her profile. So as I was creating her profile, of course I do what we call like an inventory. And I'm doing a questionnaire and I'm asking her what are her non-negotiables. And so Demetrius, do you have any non-negotiables? And just in case the guests want to know, what is a non-negotiable? Your non-negotiable is meaning something you absolutely positively cannot go with. No if and buts about it. You just can't deal with it. So have you ever had do you have any non-negotiables?
Yes, and I hate to say it like this, ladies. I ain't trying to step on nobody's toe. Hit dog holler. Hey, I can't deal with no broke woman. I just don't like a woman who ain't got no money and tried. And she trying to get money. I can deal with her. She just trying to ride off me, a broke woman. I can't do it, honey bunch. I would not accept that.
So when you're talking about a broke woman, I want to know, tell me exactly what is your definition of that, though?
A broke woman to me, a woman that she piddling around, man. She got a job, but she ain't trying to go nowhere. She in this one little zone. So you got zone 1 and zone 6. Mm-hmm. She never want to come out of zone 1. Zone 6 is too hard to get there, so she's like to stay in zone 1. See, I'm trying to get to zone 6.
Okay, so she lack ambition, in other words.
Yes, ma'am. No ambition at all. Yeah.
Okay. So on my friends list, and as I was, going through the kind of the questionnaire, she told me I don't want a flunky. That's my non-negotiable.
Oh, I know that word real good. How she know about that? I'm finished. Sorry to cut y'all. Finish up.
So when I asked her, what is a flunky? Or what is your definition of a flunky? And she began to tell me somebody that, in other words, no ambition, somebody that just get up, not striving, to do anything, they in the same place they was 5 years ago.
That is a flunky. That's a good definition. And women, not men, flunky and women. I've been around some flunky women. And before I get started with this word flunky, I've been using this word almost 35 years. course, I didn't create it, but I brought it back to life. And a lot of people when you call them a flunky, two things gonna happen. They gonna better themselves, or they gonna own up to being a flunky. So you like saying a lot of women. I'm gonna use these women, like I said, women out there in this world, they don't want to do nothing. All they want to do is ride off a man's coattail, hold on to my coattail, and let me fly. I'm tired of being Superman. I want me a Supergirl beside me. So, what a flunky is. A flunky is somebody holding on somebody's coattail. I send them to the store and get me a cup of beer. Send them to the store, buy me some water, put gas in my car, wipe my car. Them flunkies. If they ain't getting paid, making money off of it. Because I've been around people. Some women like that too. You got women like that saying you just tell them, they just got no ambition themselves. They don't want to be nothing in life. They know they ain't going nowhere. But they want to hold on to this good man. But this man see the real her. She's a flunky. So I guess you turn around a woman saying that dudes like that too. They don't believe in themselves. That's one thing I can't stand. A man don't love himself and believe in himself. I know y'all don't know me like that. My name's Demetrius Lee, but I love myself. I'm infatuated. I'm infatuated with my own self. I love myself, and I'm gonna do the right thing. I'm gonna protect my image. When I step out the door, I represent my whole family. But a flunky, when he step out, he don't represent nobody. He just running around in the street, man. So I guess that girl you talking about, she want a man with some ambition by herself, who want to go somewhere, who want to be somebody. Kind of man, she want a man kind of like me. But you can't have me, honey bunch. I'm all yo.
Oh, but hey, it's good to know. But over your over your dating experience, do you think you have encountered a flunky?
Ooh, Lord have mercy, yes.
So
Hey,
can you
go
give us
ahead.
can you give us the characteristics? What were some of the characteristics that she embodied?
Ah, one of them I can say, they didn't want to go nowhere in life. I mean, they was in the mindset, like I say, zone 1 and zone 6. Zone 6 it put you in I'm in a status with, money, housing. Zone 1, you stay in an apartment. Now, hold on, get wrong now. I stay in an apartment. Ain't nothing wrong with an apartment. But you ain't trying to get out the apartment. So, these girls I see, they weren't going nowhere. I mean, they want, they say they go to school. They had no intention to finish school. They flunked out of school. That's a flunky. But you're trying to fool me, but you can't fool a man like me because I got people who love me. So they're gonna tell me what you're doing. I keep up, keep up with people.
Mhm.
So that's one example. Just telling a lie about yourself and know you ain't had no intention. But ain't nothing wrong with that. I ain't knocking no woman for that. But don't knock me because I don't want to stay with you. That's the problem right there. You supposed to tell me, Demetrius, I understand, my flunky. Go on with your life. Because I ain't trying to go nowhere. That's what you supposed to tell a man. That's what you looking for? The answer that you need some more.
No, that I mean that was a good experience. So now ask me the question.
Angie, have you ever been about a flunky?
Of course. But you know the
I love to
sad
hear about it.
but you know the sad part about it, you
Yeah,
don't realize that at the time. If the mindset that I have now, if I had a did an inventory, I think these are the things that I want people to take away from the podcast. We're not doing this to bash anybody.
that's
Everybody
correct.
served a purpose in our life, and we showed up however, however you showed up. That's what you attracted. And because I know the law of attraction, something somewhere along our life journey, we were in that place and we attracted those particular type of people. So now that we look back on it and we saying, dang, and I'm saying it because I had a guy that I had a encounter with, and I wouldn't say we wasn't dating. Well, shouldn't say we was dating. And when he began to talk about showing me like um drugs, and I was like, Angie, how did you allow yourself to even have me being the person that I am that don't do drugs? Why was I okay with that kind of conversation? Why was I okay with settling thinking I had to be in that particular environment. So when I look back on it, while you doing it, you don't feel like it's a flunky situation. You just realize like, oh, okay, I want somebody. But again, you said some things I took notes on. You talked about loving yourself. When you love yourself, you don't allow yourself to stay in situations too long. That when you see the first indicator, like they said, God give women what they call intuition. And once your gut tell you like, hey, I need to go ahead and out. I don't care how good the sex is, because some sex will make us stay longer than we intended to. I don't care how good the money is. When you short on funds and this person have access that you don't have, you end up staying in certain situations. Somebody got transportation, you don't have transportation. If they don't have living arrangements, that situation. I remember a guy, he was talking to me, and he continued to want to come and live with me. And I'm thinking like, wait a minute, something is wrong with this picture. You was a full-fledged, he had just finished like the residential program. And that's mean he was, on his way to finish, become a doctor. And I couldn't understand like why he would call me always on a Friday to want to take me out on a Saturday or late Friday night or Saturday, which means my non-negotiable was I was not putting myself in harm way, your words. And which means harm way is the definition of that is putting yourself in a compromising situation that suffer consequences behind it. So I knew if I spent the night with him, I knew that if things came and went a little left and it went down the road that I didn't want to go, it was my fault for putting myself in those particular situations. So that's one of them. Number two, I had one, like I said, this is the second one because the first one was the drugs. The second one was people trying to move in and stay with me, but they didn't have a place to stay. And they was making my situation, trying to come in and um and turn my situation, making my situation theirs. And when I asked myself, my third one was even though I caught this guy cheating more than one time, I continued to stay because number one, I was in my 30s. I felt like I was too old to go out there and start over. So I felt like it was um, easier to try to get him to change and stop cheating. After one encounter, we might did good for a few months. It was somebody else. And if I found myself like, Angie, you are a fool. I had just became a nurse at that time. You are a nurse. You have a decent career. You have the place to stay. You have your own transportation. Why do you feel like you have to open up and allow somebody to continue mistreating you? And at that time, I was doing a lot of community work. So I had a lot of respect in the community because I had my youth group uh, I was getting to go meet governors and sit down with judges. So my name was pretty popular in my community of the work that I was doing, but I had settled for a person with flunky tendencies.
Hi, everyone. I hope you have enjoyed this episode so far. You are here with the Lee Life Experiences. And remember, if you want to get your topics discussed or get our opinion or our perspective, join us. Text us at 833-370-1608 and put relationships in the comments.
She from production.